Good morning, students. In this video of physics chapter energy, we are going to understand about the different kinds of energy, and the first part is mechanical energy. In mechanical energy, we are having two energies, that is potential energy and kinetic energy. Now first we will understand what is mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or state of motion. It means the energy which is being possessed by the body when the body is in rest or when the body is in motion. It is seen in both the cases, when it is in rest and when it is in motion. Then that energy which is being possessed by the body is called mechanical energy. Now mechanical energy is of two kinds, potential energy and kinetic energy. Now as we have already discussed just now, that mechanical energy is the energy possessed by the body due to its state of rest. So when it is in a state of rest, it will be called as potential energy, and when it will be in a state of motion, it will be called as kinetic energy. So motion means kinetic and potential means rest. Now we are having some examples of potential energy. Some examples of potential energy are raised weight, water that is behind the dam, car that is parked at the top of the hill, river at the top of the waterfall, book on a table before it falls, child at the top of the slide, ripe fruit before it falls, stretched rubber, stretched bow, a toy car filled with key. Now student, in these conditions, the energy is possessed by the body when it is in state of rest. It means body is having energy, body is filled with energy when it is a state of rest. As soon as we leave, it will change into kinetic energy. Example is raised weight. When we will raise the weight in our hand, we are storing that at the position of rest, so that is called potential energy. Water which is behind the dam before it is left, so that water is filled with potential energy, and as soon as that is left, it will change into kinetic energy. Another example is said that car that is parked at the top of the hill. Now student, if you park the car at the top of the hill, or a boy is sitting at the top of the slide, these both examples are similar, because as soon as we leave this car or as soon as the child slides, what will happen, that energy which was stored will change into kinetic energy. Again, river, water at the top of the waterfall, then a ripe fruit. Now student, we know that as soon as the fruit ripes, it falls, so that fruit, when it is stuck to the branches of the tree, at that time it is having potential energy, and after it falls, it will have kinetic energy when it falls on the ground. Now stretched rubber, if you stretch a rubber, it will have kinetic energy, but when you will leave it, it will change into kinetic energy, and when it is stretched, it is having potential energy. Then we have a stretched bow and a toy car filled with key. You must have seen small babies having a toy car which is having a key. If you fill that car with key and just hold it, at that point of time, that car is having potential energy, but as soon as you leave it, it will change into kinetic energy. Now you can see here one example is given with picture in your book. This catapult, when you just stretch this catapult and you just stuck a pebble here and you stretch this. At the time of stretching it will have potential energy, but as soon as you leave this it will change into kinetic energy. So these are the examples of potential energy. Some examples also given over here. You can see when rock is on the top of the mountain, a car in a start position, stretched bow, clock filled with key, and this ball which is hung, it's also having a potential energy, but as soon as it is disturbed it will change into kinetic energy.